All right, welcome back to Goodkind. We got Parker Van Dyke, G-Leaguer, University of Utah basketball extraordinaire, potential Hall of Famer to the University of Utah. You did some big shots.
Maybe, perhaps.
You're here, you're on the program. We got our own show coming right now. We just started it. It's PVD and Goodkind. And today, Parker is fired up. You are our college sports analyst here on Goodkind. Also, Major League Baseball analyst, also NBA analyst. But right now, we're getting into a hot topic for you. It's the college football playoff. You're not necessarily happy with the format.
No, and I try to be a jack of all trades here. But this one, specifically, very passionate about. I've got my own notes here. We're ready to go.
Yep.
But as you all know, not many people are happy. Not many schools, not many teams or coaches are happy with the current college football playoff format. A lot of good teams are getting left out, pretty much for not many good reasons at all. There's a lot of bias involved and whatnot. But today, I'm gonna share a new college football playoff format that I think makes everyone happy, and it solves all of the current problems of the current 12-team playoff selection process.
So I like college football. I love college basketball, and I love the tournament. I think where the tournament for basketball went right was doing it, making a 68-team playoff and having the play-in tournament that they have.
Yeah.
So you have, there's 4 playing games, am I wrong?
Yes, for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. So there's 4 playing games for the NCAA tournament. And basically what you're saying is that we should have a play-in format in this tournament too.
Yes. So I think the 12-team playoff is a great idea, and we don't necessarily need to extend it. We can have that conversation another time. But I think the 12-team playoff is a good idea. My issue is, and a lot of the people's issue is, the process of selecting those 12 teams.
Yep.
And so I've come up with 5. There's 5 issues with the current format that my format that I'm going to introduce, that hopefully gets implemented, fixes that.
Let's roll it here.
So let's roll. So here's my 5 positive things that the new format fixes.
Dude, you got a damn.
I've got a notebook down here. I've got notes. We're ready.
Yep.
So number 1 is, we're going to show a graphic on the screen. Number 1 is my new format rewards conference championship game teams. So teams that make the conference championship, you are rewarded. And so we'll explain why, but a school like BYU would be rewarded by making the Big 12 championship game and not punished for it. Number 2 is teams don't get rewarded for not making the conference championship game. So teams like Oregon, Ole Miss, A&M, Oklahoma, and Miami, they were able to take a week off, yet still make the college football playoff. And
just because of their AP ranking.
Yes, just because where they were ranked, and just because the committee selected them in those specific rankings. And so, again, Mike alluded to it, but we're gonna kind of create this play-in opportunity so they have to earn their way into the college football playoff.
And the committee loves Miami, by the way.
There's certain schools that they really do love.
Yeah, they love Miami.
They love some big brand schools. And what ultimately came down to is Miami or Notre Dame, and Miami beat Notre Dame in a head-to-head. And so that's why Miami got in. Number 3 is teams don't get punished for scheduling tough games. So this is Texas's big argument, is they scheduled Ohio State at the beginning of the year. They lose a tough game in Columbus, so they end up with 3 losses. Whereas if they would have scheduled a much easier game, they would have ended the year with 2 losses, and a 2-loss Texas team is for sure in the playoff. And so a lot of teams are like, well, why would I schedule a tough game if it really, really hurts my chances if I'm gonna get punished for it later on down the road? But again, my format will fix a lot of that.
Yep.
Number 4, playoff spots are earned on the field and not just chosen by a committee. And then number 5, bowl games, a lot of bowl games will now become relevant again, because as we know, if you're not in one of the major bowls, the playoff bowls, New Year's Six bowls they call them, they're pretty irrelevant. Nobody cares about them, and a lot of teams are even opting out. So that's
of even playing in a bowl at all.
Of even playing in a bowl at all.
Yep.
Yeah, they're just, if they're not in one of the main ones.
Like the Alamo Bowl, it's cool. And like, remember last year BYU played in it, but like it didn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
But I'm gonna show, my new format will show a way that helps bowl games become more relevant.
Yep.
Okay, so rule number 1 of my new format is, and we're actually gonna take a look back at the week 15, we're gonna show this graphic, the week 15 college football playoff rankings. As you see on the screen now, these are the top 25 rankings of the teams of before the conference championship weekend.
Yep.
So this is last week. And so the rule number 1 is if you are a major conference team, so if you're a team in the ACC, SEC, Big 10 or Big 12, and you are ranked in the top 12 of the Week 15 rankings, and you make your conference championship game, you are automatically in the playoff. Auto bid.
Yep.
And so as you can see on the graphic here, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Indiana, BYU, Texas Tech are all ranked in the top 12 and have all made their conference championship games. Win or lose, they are in the playoff. So what that does is that incentivizes teams to make their conference championship game, and that doesn't punish teams for going and losing in the conference championship game. So right there, you have your top 6 teams in the college football playoff. And the reason, really quick, and the reason why the ACC is not in that picture is because Virginia and Duke were not ranked in the top 12 going into the conference championship weekend. So we'll come back and explain how they have a chance to get in. But those are your first 6 teams in the playoff.
Okay, but Park, let me challenge you on this. Then there's no incentive to win your conference championship. Right?
There still is.
Yeah.
So that's a great question. So the incentive to win the conference championship is you get a chance to get that first round bye. If you win your conference championship game, you have a chance to be ranked in the top 4 of the 12-team playoff, which would give you a bye.
Yep.
And then I think there should be an incentive. Winning should always be an incentive, because I think of it from a player standpoint. Like, those players who won that conference championship game, for the rest of their lives, they'll look back and they'll be like, hey, we were Big 10 champions that year. We're Big 12 champions or SEC champions. I think that also means something. But that's a great question, because if they win, that gives you a chance to get a first round bye. So the next graphic we show is after those games, which occurred a couple days ago, we then would re-rank those teams as 1 through 6 as the first 6 playoff teams. So Indiana would be number 1, Ohio State would be number 2, Georgia would be number 3, Texas Tech would be 4, BYU would be 5, and Alabama would be 6. So again, we're incentivizing going to your conference championship game, and we're incentivizing win it. So that's the first solution that this format solves. The next thing that what we would do, so after the conference championship games are played, so that was last weekend, going into the following weekend, which the following weekend is usually just the Army-Navy game.
Yep.
Which is this upcoming weekend. But this time, we take the 10, if we go back to the Week 15 rankings, we take the next 10 highest ranked teams who didn't make their conference championship game, and you rank them 1 through 10, and you match those teams up, and they play a play-in game to get into the college football playoff.
So then, like, maybe a Patriot League team, or like in this case, an AAC team has a chance to make it.
Yes, if they are ranked in the next 10 highest ranked teams. And so in this case, using last week's rankings, Week 15 rankings, the 10 highest ranked teams who didn't make their conference championship game are Oregon, Ole Miss, A&M, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Miami, Texas, Vanderbilt, Utah, USC. You rank them 1 through 10, and then you match them up in games, and you have them play in a game where the winner gets in. So what does this do? One, this does not reward teams for not making their conference championship games by just getting in. So if A&M and Ole Miss and Oregon and Oklahoma and Miami want to get into the playoff, they don't just get selected by a committee, they have to play a game to get into the playoff. Texas doesn't have to complain anymore. Notre Dame and Vanderbilt don't have to complain anymore for not making it, because they're going to get a chance to get it, get in.
And Texas beat A&M.
Yes.
2 weeks ago in the was that the Big 12 champion regular?
No, it was just the final.
The final game
of the SEC.
Of the SEC. Sorry.
Of the SEC.
It was the final game of the SEC. Texas beats A&M, which was huge.
Yeah.
And Texas is still out. So it's like, even though they won that game against an AP ranked team, and what was Texas, 3 or something?
Yeah,
like,
A&M was undefeated.
A&M was undefeated. Yep.
And a top 5 team.
Yep.
And so Texas' resume, they do have that loss to Florida, but their resume, they've got a bunch of wins against some top ranked teams, and they don't even get a chance to make the playoff. And so this format fixes that.
Yep.
Vanderbilt only has 2 losses, and their losses are at Texas and at Alabama.
Yep.
Those are 2 really good losses, and they've got a bunch of good wins. And so this gives them a chance to showcase they get a chance to make the playoff on the field. Now this is the key here. What I love about this idea too is, so these are 5 extra games that are going to be played after the conference championship weekend, and you make these 5 games bowl games. So we've got some graphics to show here. So Oregon would be playing USC in the Vegas Bowl. And so with a chance, winner wins the Vegas Bowl and winner goes to the playoff.
So you move the dates of the bowl games.
You move the dates of the bowl games.
Way better. Instead of after all this, which no one cares about.
Exactly.
You move it prior to the playoff.
Exactly. And
so you make bowl games relevant.
Yes.
For the first time.
You make bowl games relevant, and the bowl games will like this because there'll be more viewership, because this means something. Not only do you win the bowl, but you win to get into the playoff. And so that's what these teams are playing for. And so obviously way more viewership and way more money involved. So it's a win-win. So it would be Oregon versus USC in the Vegas Bowl. In the Pop-Tart Bowl, in I think Orlando, Florida, it would be Ole Miss versus Utah. In the Music City Bowl in Tennessee, it would be Oklahoma versus Texas. The Holiday Bowl would be Texas A&M versus Vanderbilt. And the Alamo Bowl, Notre Dame versus Miami. And so you've got these 5 extra bowl games. You incentivize, you make bowl games relevant again. And you have these teams who are a lot of these teams are on the outside looking in, get a chance to prove their worth to make the playoff. And the other teams that got to sit and do nothing and still make the playoff have to earn it.
This is good.
So this is kind of the play-in tournament where, again, you get to earn your way into the playoff. And it's not just selected by a committee, you earn it on the field.
Okay.
So now the question is, where do we go
So
from
basically
here?
winner take all.
Yeah, you win,
It's
you're
a
in.
winner, you're in.
You win, you're in. And so it's all solved on the field, and a committee, this takes pressure off the committee. They don't have to work, all they have to do is worry about ranking 1 through 25, and then let the teams play and let them earn their way into the playoff.
So if they earn their way, they're in. It's
They're
like
in.
the NBA. It's like, hey, if you're a top 10 seed, you're at least in a play-in game.
Yes.
And if you win your play-in, you're in the playoff.
You're in the playoff.
Or if you're top 6, you're automatically in the playoff.
Exactly.
Which I kind of like that the NBA did that, because it expanded the NBA, the playoff picture.
Yes.
So those teams that were 11s could like still be competing, or 12s. You know, you're not totally out when you're a 10 seed now.
Yeah.
Right? Or when you're an 11 seed rather.
And if you are a highly ranked team, and I'm a Utah fan, but I'm passionate about this for BYU, because if BYU and Utah roles were reversed, Utah would have been treated the same way.
Yep.
So if you're a Big 10, Big 12 team, SEC team, ACC team, and you're ranked in the top 12, and you go to your conference championship game, automatic bid.
Yep. Automatic bid.
Automatic bid.
Okay.
Okay, so now we've got the play-in format. We've got our first 6 teams ranked. We've got our playoff format. For kicks and giggles, let's just say the highest ranked teams won every one of the play-in games.
Yep.
So let's say
We're at 13 minutes here, by the way, Park.
we're gonna finish this in just a few more minutes.
I'm just letting you know.
So we'll take, let's say Oregon beats SC, Ole Miss beats Utah, which hurts me to say that. Oklahoma beats Texas, A&M beats Vanderbilt, and Notre Dame beats Miami, just for the sake of this ranking. Those 5 teams then would be ranked 6 or 7 through 11.
Yep.
So then you have your first 11. This is where the ACC comes in. So if we rewind, the ACC championship game was between Virginia or Duke. They both were not ranked in the top 12. So a winner of that game does not get an automatic bid. That winner will then play the highest ranked group of 5 conference championship winner. And so this year it was Tulane. And so they will play in another bowl game, the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl.
Yep.
Would be Duke versus Tulane. The
Because
ACC
Duke won the
champion.
conference championship.
Duke won the conference
So
championship.
Duke could get in then.
So Duke could get in because they won the ACC, but they
Right.
weren't one of the top 12 teams.
Yep. And
so
they were 7-5 or whatever.
They were 7-5.
5 after the win.
Exactly.
Yep.
So Duke plays Tulane, and then the winner of that game, so it's either going to be the group of 5 or it's going to be the ACC champion. The winner of that bowl game, the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, will get the 12th seed in the playoff.
Copy.
So everyone is earning their way on into the playoff. The committee is not selecting it. You let the team select themselves on the field.
So then teams like, okay, so then like if you're A&M, you're in.
If you're
if you're Ohio State, you're automatically in.
You're automatically in because you made your conference.
You're automatically in.
Because you made your conference championship game and you were ranked in the top 12.
And Tech automatically in, and
yes,
Indiana. So those 4 are still automatically in.
Yes.
But the remaining 8 have to play in.
So the top 6 in this year's format, the top 6 are automatically in.
Got it.
Because teams like BYU and Alabama.
Yep.
Are automatically in because they made their conference championship game because it incentivized.
So then there's 6 play-in games, which would be bowl games.
Yes.
Got it.
6 play-in games for bowl games to make those rest of those spots. And so that's the format for this year. Let me just say one asterisk in case for future, because this could work for this year, could work for any years. Let's just say there are. We're using the same teams we have this year. Let's say. All these 6 teams, so Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Indiana, BYU, Texas Tech, Virginia, and Duke, are all in the top 12. So that's 8 teams. And let's say even Tulane is in the top 12. Let's say they're the 9th ranked team in the country. If all of those teams, those first 8 that I mentioned, would go to the conference, would be automatic bids. So this year, if this was the year, there would be 8 automatic bids.
Got it.
If the
ACC and then 4 play-ins.
Yes.
So it depends on the year.
Yes, it depends on the rankings.
Got it.
Because let's say
so we're no longer basing it off of you had a great regular season. It's like you got to win your conference championship game now.
You got to be ranked. You got to win you got to be in your conference championship game, and you got to be in the top 12.
Got it. And if you lose your conference championship game, like a team like Georgia or like Ohio State, you can still play in.
No, so
you're still automatically
in if you're ranked in the top 12.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm just saying let's say next year.
So you're rewarded just for making the game, period.
If you are ranked in the top 12.
If you're ranked AP top 12, you're in.
Yes, you're in.
Got it.
And so I'm saying for a future reference.
It's a lot of elements here.
There's a little bit of element, but I think the rule number 1 is if you are in one of the major 4 conferences, and you are ranked in the top 12, and you make your conference championship game, you are in.
Got it.
And so let's say, for the sake of a future argument, let's say Virginia and Duke were also in the top 12. Let's say they were ranked number 7 and number 8. That would make it 8 teams automatically get a bid.
Right. Because they made their conference championship.
Because they made their conference championship and they were in their top 12.
Yep.
And then let's say Tulane won they were ranked number 9 and they won their conference championship game. They would also automatically be in because they're ranked in the top 12.
Got it.
And then that would mean there's 3 spots left. So that would mean you would have 3 play-in games. So what I'm saying is the play-in games, how many there are.
So it's dependent.
It's dependent on how many teams are
on AP top 12 and conference championship.
Exactly.
So you make the conference championship, you're in. It's kind of like we talked about, like UVU and Grand Canyon last year. Mm-hmm. Like UVU loses to Grand Canyon and they're out because they lost their conference championship game. Even though they didn't lose a regular season game at home, even though they had I don't think they lost like 2 conference games, or maybe, I don't know if they lost any conference games last year. Maybe 1 conference game last year.
Yeah, and that's tough because they lost they're in a conference where you have to pretty much win your conference championship.
Exactly. But that's, if there were, maybe we reworked that system too.
Yeah. Maybe another video that's basketball. But
right.
Ultimately, to finish this off, the ultimate point for this new college football playoff is it rewards teams for making their conference championship games. It doesn't punish them. It makes everyone have to earn their way into the playoff on the field, and it makes some bowl games relevant again. And teams like Texas can continue to schedule Ohio State and continue to schedule Michigan and teams like that, because that one loss, as long as you're kind of ranked in the top 15 by the end of the year, you're going to be eligible for a play-in to get into the college football playoff.
Copy.
So,
brilliant. Parker
a lot of
Van
stuff.
Dyke with some monumental changes here to the NCAA format of the CFP. I love it. Park, also, I challenge you to watch the Alex vs. A-Rod documentary so we can do that for the next episode. Break down that documentary.
A-Rod documentary.
Later this week, that'll be coming out. For now, Parker Van Dyke, Michael Goodkind, be good, be kind. PVD, Goodkind, we're out. We'll see you next time.